Hey guys, it's Dr. JP, and today we're going to analyze the running form of Paul Chelimo. For those who don't know who he is, he's an elite middle to long distance runner who is most notably known for winning the silver medal during the 5K in the Rio Olympics in 2016. I'm really happy you guys suggested me to make a running analysis on him because he is such a great athlete to watch. Anyway, let's get into this running analysis. The clip we'll be looking at is when Chelimo participated in the 2017 Carlsbad 5K race. During this race, he runs an incredible time of 13 minutes and 47 seconds. Even though this was not his best time, this clip is probably one of the best side views of an elite long distance runner I've been able to look at. With these long distance races, I usually look at time splits throughout the race. However, unfortunately, I couldn't find them during this specific race. Anyway, let's take a look at overall components that make up speed, which is stride frequency, and stride length. During this clip, he presents with a step rate of 180 steps per minute. Now, before we move on, I know many of you are here to see how these elite athletes run and copy certain aspects, such as this quick step rate. While increasing your step rate may help decrease stress on the joints, especially at the knee, without an increase in energy consumption, I do not recommend a runner to go straight to running at 180 steps per minute. Too big of an increase in step rate from your preferred pace may actually cause an increase in metabolic costs to run, leading you to get tired much more quickly. I recommend slowly increasing your step rate by 5 to 10% from your preferred rate, and see how you feel from there. Anyway, this cadence is pretty popular among elite long distance runners. However, the factor that sticks out a bit more for him is his step length. Based on a few calculations, he presents with a step length of about 2.14 meters. The factors that contribute to this is his ability to utilize those long legs as well as the decent force production as he pushes against the ground. Next, we will look at specific aspects of his running form which allows him to optimize his stride length while still maintaining a decent step rate. As always, we will start with the foot landing. As you can see, he presents with mid-foot landing. This makes sense as he's participating in a long distance race. In these types of races, landing around this area is usually more efficient than landing on the forefoot, as research has shown that landing around the forefoot leads to quicker breakdown of glycogen. What this basically means is that forefoot landing usually uses more active energy, which could make you tired a bit more quickly into the race. Anyway, what I prioritize more is where the foot lands in relation to the body's center of mass. As you can see, his foot lands in front of the center of mass. Contrary to some beliefs out there, this is not a bad thing. Obviously, you don't want to be reaching out with the foot and end up overstriding, where you land too far from the center of mass, but also if you land too close, the running cycle happens so quickly that you cannot effectively utilize the elastic properties of the muscles. Paul Chelimo's foot positioning during initial contact is out forward just enough to allow utilization of these elastic properties. Now, while this does cause slightly longer foot turnover, this style allows for a more efficient running style. Next, we will move on to foot movement as it goes from initial contact to pushing off the ground. I want you guys to pay attention to the hip movement during this transition. You can see how he really maximizes that backside movement of the hips. He really optimizes step length and takes advantage of the length of those legs. Let's move on to this next frame where we take a look at the amount of vertical movement that occurs as he runs. He actually presents with a bit of a bounce. I find this similar to the running style of Mo Farah. Having a bouncy type running style is something one typically does not focus on, as this may actually cause increased stress on the joints. Even though he presents with slightly more vertical oscillation compared to most other elite runners, it really is not an excessive amount. Now, if I were to try to apply one small tweak to his running, it would be to slightly increase cadence maybe by 5%. This may possibly minimize that bounce he has without an increase in energy consumption. Again, everyone has their own unique running form, so whether this tweak is beneficial or not really depends on the runner. Now let's take a look at hip movement as he runs. Here's his peak hip flexion in the running cycle. This is appropriate for this given pace as this usually increases at higher speeds. Now let's take a look at the hip extension. You can see that he has pretty good extension of those hips. Like I mentioned earlier, it really allows him to maximize usage of those legs, which contribute to his great step length. But it also may aid in efficiency because by bringing the hips into this position, it allows for a stretch to the hip flexors, causing an effect similar to that of an elastic band, which will help bring the leg forward during swing. Next, we are going to take a look at this frame. Look at his great postural alignment. You can really see this as you look at the trunk because he is not bending forward at all, and he does not arch his back, which is typically what happens when runners try to overcorrect to prevent trunk bending. While maintaining this alignment, his whole body is also tilted forward. This slight forward body tilt aids in momentum forward and improved push-off from the hip extensors during this phase. Now let's take a look at shoulder movement as he runs. Here I draw lines that represent the range in which his shoulders move. He presents with good backside movement of those shoulders and then returns to a relatively neutral position. He presents with good arm swing that is appropriate for this pace. Having a good enough mobility to maintain this arm swing aids in counteracting angular momentum coming from the legs. Now, let's take a look at the front view of his body. As you can see, he presents with pretty symmetrical movement of the arms and legs. His arms stay up high and relatively close to the body. You can also take a look at his legs and see how his heels stay lined up with the upper leg. He does not present with any heel whipping, allowing him to maintain that smooth cyclic motion of the legs. Finally, we will play this clip again and take a look at the head this time. You can see he maintains a relatively neutral position of the head as he runs. There is no forward and backward bopping. Instead, you'll see some side-to-side movement, which is natural as his body shifts its weight onto each leg. And that's it for the quick analysis on Paul Chelimo. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you shared this video. Again, I'm super grateful for all the support you guys have given me. Please let me know what you thought about the video and leave a comment below. And as always, thank you for watching.